Hello world! Welcome back to the Intro to Python series. In this video, we will be covering decision making in Python 3. Decision making involves a script or program taking certain actions depending on what conditions are met. Decision making structures consist of conditionals that return a Boolean value, true or false, when a script reaches a conditional statement during execution. Python 3 offers 4 types of decision making statements: if statements, if-else statements, if-else-if statements, and nested if statements. An if statement consists of a Boolean expression that contains one or more statements within its scope. Let's demonstrate a basic if statement. Let's set a variable almond equal to 4. Now let's define a condition that states if almond is greater than 0, then print that almond is a positive number. We see that since almond is 4, it passed our if condition that requires that almond must be greater than 0 in order for the print statement saying that almond is a positive number to be executed. But what if we make almond negative 4? We see that nothing is printed out because almond is less than 0, which does not pass the if condition. So the print statement is not executed because almond is a negative number now and not a positive number. However, we do want our script to account for when almond is negative. We can achieve this using an else-if statement. An if-else-if statement is an if statement that is followed by an optional else-if represented as elif in Python 3 statement, which provides another conditional in case the previous if statement evaluates to false. Else-if statements can be chained together as many times as necessary, and they can also be followed by an else statement. Let's make an else-if statement that prints that almond is a negative number after it checks if almond is less than 0. Keeping our almond value at negative 4, we now see that we have accounted for negative numbers because the output shows that almond is a negative number because it passed the else-if condition that checks if almond is less than 0. We have now accounted for both positive and negative numbers, but what if we set almond to 0, which is neither positive nor negative? The script won't print out anything if we set almond to 0 because we have not accounted for numbers that are neither negative nor positive. We can use a closing else statement to achieve this because 0 is the only use case not met after covering all positive and negative numbers with our previous conditions. An if-else statement is an if statement that is followed by an optional else statement, which is executed when the if statement's Boolean expression evaluates to false. Let's assign almond to 0 and append our else condition to our last else if condition and have it print that almond is neither negative nor positive if the condition passes. Our output states that almond is neither negative nor positive because almond is 0, which fails our first if condition as it is not greater than 0, and fails our second if-else-if condition as it is not less than 0. Thus, by default, the else condition was executed. Now let's explain nested if statements. Nested if statements are just one or more if, else if, and or else statements inside another if, else if, and or else statement. If statements can be nested within each other as much as necessary. Let's use our same if condition as before, but let's set almond back to 4 and add a nested if condition inside of our first if condition that checks if almond is equal to 4. If our nested if condition passes, then we will print that almond is 4. We will also add our previous print statement for positive numbers as a nested else statement that corresponds to our nested if statement. We now get almond is 4 as our output. If almond had been any number greater than 0 but not the number 4, then our output would have said that almond is a positive number, because we defined a nested else condition along with our nested if condition that defaults to our previous positive number print statement. And we're done scripting for this video. If you enjoyed the content discussed in this video, please drop a like and subscribe to show your support and help the YouTube algorithm to better interpret the channel. Stay tuned for more videos, and please provide any feedback, good or bad, we don't discriminate, in the comment section down below. Have a nice one.